What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Manga Mad House, a channel where I, Darian, document my manga collection journey and also hopefully build a community of manga lovers, anime lovers, manga collectors. So if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. If you cannot tell by the thumbnail title of this video, in today's video, we're doing my November manga haul. Now, disclaimer, I'm missing 19 volumes of manga in this haul, and the only reason that is because those 19 volumes came from the Crunchyroll store, so I did a video just separately, just talking about my experience of ordering from Crunchyroll instead of Right Stuff Anime. So that manga haul was cool. So there, like I said, there's 19 other volumes of manga in that. So I don't know if that video is going to come out before or after this, but if it comes out before, go ahead and check it out along with this video. If it's coming out after, then wait a week and I'll get that video up. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and dive into what I got here. Most of these volumes, actually all of these volumes of manga came from Barnes & Noble because my Barnes & Noble has upgraded their manga selection substantially. So there's a lot of stuff to go in there, and it actually gives me a reason to go in there and kind of walk around and see what's available. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. So the first thing I got, Goodnight Poon Poon. From what I heard, is a great story just about human emotion. It does a good job of depicting real human emotions, and I think that's valuable in our forms of media, and that is because sometimes it's hard to have that person in real life that you can, one, trust, and then two, actually get solid information from, and just kind of helping you understand how life goes. And Goodnight Poon Poon, while it's not necessarily their, like, people who create art in any way, their job to necessarily do that, it does help just seeing it represented. So thanks to Inio Asano for creating Goodnight Poon Poon. I still need to read it, but I've just heard nothing but fantastic things about it. And as someone who's tries to be as introspective as possible about like my own life, I'm looking forward to reading this. So yeah, shout out to Inio Asano for creating something like this, because some people think it won't sell, you know, and so they don't create stuff like this. But I think it's very, very, very important to do that. So thank you. Next, we have 21st Century Boys, the Perfect Edition, the Perfect Edition by Naoki Urasawa. Now, I've heard that, this is not what you need to read as far as getting the whole 20th Century Boys story, because it does change some things and leave a few plot holes. However, I saw it, I got it. I will make sure to maybe make that change when I decide to read it. I need to get 20th Century Boys, but I've never, ever been able to find 21st or 20th in the store. So when I saw it, I just decided to get it. And while that's typically against what I do, I just didn't want to run the risk because, like I said, a lot of times I go in there and they don't have it. But now their manga section is just growing and growing and growing. Maybe, we'll see more of it. But until then, I just, like I said, we'll just continue to grab what I see, unless, I'm very confident I'll just go ahead and get it online. This one is one I saw and I was like, they never have it. So I went ahead and got it. But yeah, 100%. I heard that you shouldn't get the 20th first edition, or at least read the Perfect Edition, just because it does leave a few plot holes since it's kind of like the epilogue of 20th Century Boys. All right, and next we have a channel favorite. Well, I say channel favorite, but it's my favorite. And that is Tokyo Revengers. I love Tokyo Revengers. As someone that's finished it, that's one I couldn't wait on for the physical copies to come out, so I went ahead and read it online. I think it's great. I think Mr. Ken, that's what we call him because I always messed up his last name, but Mr. Ken does a good job of just showing all the different characters, and we get to understand each and every character. And I think that you see how each and every character plays a part in the story. This is like the 8th omnibus of volumes 15 and 16. And if I'm looking, this is like when I try not to give stuff away, but after I've done read it all, I don't exactly know where we're at. But looking through it, this is basically the part where they're about to go fight the new gang that Mikey is a part of, and just kind of going through that. So yeah, it's very interesting. I don't know how many physical copies. I think it's 10. I'm not sure. It's like 250 chapters. So if I look in here, we're only at one. It's only at 143. So yeah, there's probably going to be another 5 or 6 omnibuses. I don't know, but either way, great story with a lot of great characters. I think you're able to take away something from each and every character. The only character I actually really don't like, at least for the story, is the main character, Takamichi, because I feel like he grows introspectively, as in he understands who he is and what he can do. But the fact that he kind of, as far as who he is as a person, kind of stays the same, that's the only downfall of it to me. But everything else about the story is great to me. So go ahead and check that out. Next, we have the prequel to Jujutsu Kaisen, which is Volume 0. Spoiler alert, I do have Volumes 1 through 4 in the Crunchyroll manga haul I was talking to you about. Essentially, the reason I started collecting Jujutsu Kaisen is because they're talking about how the animators may not continue animating the series. It's anime I've been watching, even though I'm not caught up. I think I'm like 3 episodes away from being caught up. And I don't know. I don't know how real or unreal those rumors are, but I went ahead and got it because it's not like something I wasn't going to collect anyway. It's just I was actively watching the anime. There was other things I wanted to collect. But since it's available, I decided to go ahead and get it just in case it's hard to find. Like the One Piece, the One Piece box set for volumes like 1 through 20 something. It's hard to find because, the One Piece show came out and everybody got it. And the only reason I was looking to get One Piece is because of this. I was afraid that would happen, even though before the show, I really wasn't the biggest fan of One Piece. It wasn't that I didn't like it. It was just like my attention was just drawn to other stuff. But the show made me kind of like it a little bit more. I went back and watched like up until where the show ended on the anime. And I think that, I was wrong before. Because before, also, certain people who liked it were just annoying. So I'm not going to watch it. But I actually really enjoy One Piece. And I can see why it's people's favorite. Even though, like I said, I went back and watched the anime to where the show ended. So I will continue watching the anime, and that's a manga where if I do collect, it won't be till later. But yeah, I really enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen. I know I was talking about One Piece, but I really enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen, and I kind of just was afraid of that happening. If it doesn't happen, okay, like I was going to collect this at some point anyway. It's just I was just a little more cognizant of seeing it out when I go out to the stores, just because of the fact that we could run into that same situation. But once again, as of right now, as of today, I don't know how true or false those narratives are about the animators possibly not ever finishing the series. So let me know down in the comment section below. Next, we have volumes 1 and volumes 2 of The Elusive Samurai. I picked this up just because it looks like almost like a period piece. And while it may not be like a direct depiction of what happened in history, I am a history buff, so I enjoy history. I love learning about history because history really does repeat itself. And essentially, that's kind of why I got it, because of the style. And I feel like I could pick up some gems here and there about history, even though, like I said, I'm pretty sure like the empires and clans in here are probably fully fictional. The idea has to come from somewhere. Essentially, Elusive Samurai is about a boy who is ran out of his clan just because of some traitors and things like that. And the heir to the throne, he's the heir to the throne. He needs to get the throne back. But obviously, there's some things and people in the way of that. So it's just kind of following his journey. I need to read this. But like I said, I picked it up because of that. And also, it's by UC Matsui, because I didn't say who it was by. So definitely looking forward to reading this because, like I said, I'm a history buff. And so if you have any like kind of historical manga that you can think of that you've read or even anime, let me know, because I would definitely be excited to read or watch that. Next, we have The Way of the House Husband, Volumes 1 and Volumes 2 by Kusuki Uno. I've heard a lot of good things about this. I have a friend who watches it a lot, and I have another friend who we joke to say that he is this guy. So it's just funny. It's just kind of like a running joke in my friend group, but they all speak highly of, I believe, the anime. So I definitely want to read the manga. It's something to kind of lighten up what I have manga wise, because a lot of my stuff is dark or tries to be dark or tries to be deep or retrospective. So this is something that I feel like is silly, but also I could probably get some cool values there. I'm going to show the cover again just in case I didn't do a good job of doing that the first time. But yeah, just in case I can get some cool values and get some cool gems of just what it's like being a husband, because, always want to be a better husband. All right, next we have, what are all these? What is this? Okay, there we go. I figured it out. As we're going to the end. Actually, I'll do this first because this will be better. Next, we have the Yakuza's Bias. Basically, this manga is by Teki Yatsuda. This is also something I got to be a little more lighthearted. Essentially, is this Yakuza guy. He's being asked to escort the Yakuza's boss to this K-pop concert. Then he finds out he actually likes K-pop and enjoys it, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's kind of exciting to me just because, like I said, it is like kind of like it takes away some of the seriousness the serious tones I have in a lot of my manga. So we will see. Tatsuki Fujimoto to me does a good job of kind of being comedic at the same time of telling a story. While I feel like this is going to be way more comedic than that. Maybe not funnier. I'm not saying that, but it may just be like lean more into the comedy. We'll see how I like it. I don't like anything too goofy, I guess, in manga. At least not yet. Maybe I just haven't found the right thing. But yeah, so hopefully it's not too goofy, but we'll go ahead and check it out. That's why I only got one volume to actually see if I even like it. But cover looked cool, and then the premise also seems pretty funny. Next, and actually last but not least, we have volumes 3, 4, and 5 of Blood on the Tracks, which I've talked about Blood on the Tracks before. It's basically about this boy growing up as a kind of essentially a mama's boy. And at one point, he doesn't want to be a mama's boy anymore, and something happens for that. This is a dark series. This is a crazy series from what I've heard. Yeah, and I think like 1 through 14 is seen as like the prequel or something, and then the actual story is only like 3 volumes or something like that. I have no idea, but the covers always look cool. Like I always like the covers, and I have volumes 1 and 2 up there on my shelf, but the covers always look cool, and they're always just, I don't know, it's just something about them that I really like. Shuzo Oshimi also writes Happiness, which is a manga I'm reading right now that I really enjoy as well. So I definitely had to pick these up, hearing that, and then also reading Happiness as well. So yeah, that does it. I think that's everything. So like I said, there's 19 volumes missing because it's part of my Crunchyroll purchase. So you'll see that in that video. But if there's anything you want to talk about with these manga, let me know down in the comment section below. If there's any other recommendations that you may have for me, let me know down in the comment section below as well. And also, of course, as always, if there's any content or any other thing you want to see me do on this channel that can help me provide better content for y'all, please let me know down in the comment section below. I've had such a good time creating these videos, and the channel's growing, and the vibes are good. I have yet received a bad comment. Like I really, really appreciate y'all for just being welcoming, and just pointing out things and just helping me. And we just have real conversations. We have real conversations. So thank you so much for all of that. And I really appreciate each and every one of you when you leave a comment. Until then, I guess that's it. I messed it up. I messed up the ending, but we're not going to edit. I don't like to edit too much. 1, it takes too long, and 2, you're going to get the real deal. So thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.